So I'm currently in Tulamben, Bali, which is this charming, laid-back village on Bali's northeast coast. And unlike the bustling tourist hubs of Kuta or Seminyak, Tulamben is peaceful, quiet, and tranquillo. But quite frankly, there isn't really anything exciting there besides the diving. Okay, now let me just share a bit of history about the USAT Liberty, which is probably the most famous shipwreck in Bali, and one of the most famous in the world for that matter. So the ship itself was launched in 1918 by the Federal Shipbuilding Company in New Jersey and was eventually acquired by the US Navy to serve as a cargo ship during World War I, making several trips from New York to France. It would later serve the US Army in World War II, even though the ship by this time was 23 years old, presumably because of the urgent need for cargo ships to transport supplies during the early phases of the war. It was actually around December of 1941, which was really early because this is around the time Pearl Harbor happened, that the Liberty was already in the Pacific, continuing its function as a cargo ship, traversing between Australia to American bases in the Philippines. But on January 11th, the Liberty was torpedoed by Japanese submarine I-66, a legendary HAIDA-class cruiser submarine with an impressive story of its own. The Liberty was in the Java Sea around 19 kilometers southwest of the Lombok Strait, departing from Tanjung Priok Harbor in the Netherlands East Indies, carrying rubber and explosives, and was hit at around 4 a.m. in the morning. The ship was badly damaged and went dead in the water at these exact coordinates. So, in an effort to actually save the USAT Liberty, the USS Paul Jones and Dutch destroyer Van Gent tried towing the Liberty to Singaraja, which is a port on Bali's north coast. However, the damage was too severe and the ship started taking on too much water. And to prevent it from sinking completely, it had to be beached on Tulamben. Fast forward to 1963. No, the Liberty did not get hit by another torpedo. The boom sound effect was meant for this. This is Mount Agung, one of the most active volcanoes in Indonesia. And it just so happens that it is located just 12 kilometers away from Tulamben. And in 1963, it erupted really, really badly, killing thousands. And also caused an earthquake, which actually pushed the ship off the beach and into deeper waters, where it now rests. Today, the Liberty sits at a depth of 5 to 30 meters, making it an easy dive for beginners and experienced divers alike. Over the years, the wreck has become a thriving artificial reef, attracting a stunning array of marine life. The USAT Liberty is not just a dive site, but a piece of living history, blending the drama of its wartime past with the serene beauty of its underwater present. Now you might be thinking, well, what's the appeal in diving wrecks? Well, if you're into ghost ships, history, and your occasional Goliath grouper coming out of some random cargo hold, then shipwrecks might just be for you. And if it is indeed shipwrecks you're looking for, then the USAT Liberty would be the perfect dive site for wreck beginners like me. Okay, I think I've yapped enough about the history. Let's just get back to the vlog. So I woke up at 7 a.m. on a cloudy day, but that's okay because today I'm going to be diving my first shipwreck, something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. Then I decided I wanted to spend some time by the seaside, just to calm my nerves down. See, I didn't want to miss the opportunity to get real-life ASMR before embarking on a long-awaited journey. Anyways, if you're new here, my name is Chatresa, and welcome to my third vlog, where I dive the USAT Liberty. Hey, what's up? It's me from the future again. So, as part of my advanced open water course, I am actually required to complete 3 electives. And it just so happens that since I'm here in one of the most famous wreck diving sites in the world, I'm gonna be taking wreck diving as one of the electives. But unfortunately, as you can see, visibility isn't so great, but I'm excited nonetheless. And as I approached my first shipwreck, I felt a sense of nervousness. Or is it excitement? I can't really tell. Anyways, the ominous shape of the bow was staring right at us, and I just took a moment as I entered a state of disbelief. I really didn't know that the ship would be this massive. Like, I was not prepared for how huge it was. Now, if you're wondering why everything is blue, well, that's because water absorbs and scatters light, which means that as sunlight enters the water, longer wavelengths of light like red, orange, and yellow are absorbed quickly, often within the first few meters. Shorter wavelengths like blue and green penetrate much deeper, so please don't mind the blueness for now. I promise I'll upgrade to giant camera systems with strobe lights one day. So as you can see, the USAT Liberty, being underwater for 60 plus years, now looks more like an overgrown coral than it does a ship. I mean, you can see that it's a man-made structure, but it's definitely like shipwrecked than it is a shipwreck. You're probably wondering, what the hell am I looking at? What is that thing? Well, this, my friends, is a giant clam. It might not look like much at first, just a big, rippling mass tucked into the coral, but giant clams are actually living animals. They're one of the largest mollusks on Earth. Well, let me say that again. Mollusks on Earth, capable of growing over a meter wide and weighing hundreds of kilograms. Also, you've probably seen them in SpongeBob. As I entered the famous cargo hold of the ship, this is where everything felt so surreal, like I was living in a dream or something. So with that amount of airlift, I guess it's time to end the dive. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode, where I will take a break from diving and I'll talk about a few things. See you!